My barbecue people, all right?
Yeah.
I don't even go out for barbecue anymore. I order it online from HSN because their stuff is the best.
Perfect.
Their pitmaster, Brian Teeters, amazing guy. He does a wonderful job. I mean, if you look up pitmaster in the dictionary, it's Brian Teeters. That's what you would imagine.
Absolutely, 100%.
That he would be. What we're giving you today, there they are. He's an award winner. There he is. Look at that. All the trophies. So what we're offering you today, we've never done before.
That's right. It's brand new.
We are doing a 3-pack of 1.5 pound sweet glazed pork tenderloins. That's 4.5 pounds. All the work has been done. Wait till you see how incredible, juicy. Remember, a pork tenderloin is the filet mignon of pork.
It really is.
It is the tenderloin, just like a beef tenderloin, what they call the backstrap, right? It is, there's very little, if no fat. It is extremely tender. It's wonderful as is, as a meal. It's wonderful sliced very thin as a sandwich. You can use it on salad. You can use it mixed with pasta. It is truly amazing. I'm going in.
I'm doing some thin and then some thick.
I want to take a little taste. I'm going to get some of it. And it comes in the sauce. Here we go.
And this is the same barbecue honey brown sugar glaze that we use on our ham. So if you ordered the ham, and I had the ham for Christmas.
Look at the smoke ring.
That's the big deal. I wanted to point that out.
See the smoke
Let's
ring?
take a peek. So a lot of times, I used to get a pork tenderloin at the grocery store. They always have them in the pre-packaged section.
Right.
So, you know, I go, oh, that's great. I'll serve it with some green beans or some mashed potatoes or something like that. And you would, you know, and I pick it up. But here's the problem, exactly. Or if it was cooked, they only put flavoring or something on the outside of it. They're not actually, this is smoked.
I've never seen one cooked. I've seen it with the flavoring in the bags, but you still have to cook it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? This has all the flavor built in, and in Pitmaster barbecue talk, it's called a smoke ring.
That's right.
And if you look right at the edge right there,
there it is.
That has already been done for you. Let me jump in and I'll do some slicing too.
Get in there.
So, and I'll kind of turn it a little bit.
And that smoke ring means that you're gonna have that flavor completely throughout. Now, each tenderloin is all meat. It's all meat. You're not gonna have anything you're gonna throw away or like little bits of gristle or anything like that. These are 100% all meat. So each one is gonna serve so many people.
Look at how beautifully it slices.
Isn't it great?
All right, and then it comes in the sauce. And remember, for you seniors out there, people retired, the only cooking you have to do is turn on the oven and lay this on a piece of foil.
Yeah.
Or put it in your air fryer.
I'm doing this one.
Right? You could probably, you know, take it, and you can cut it into pieces. You're getting a whole tenderloin.
Yeah.
If you have, sometimes they include another little piece because it has to be 4.5 pounds. So if you get 3 tenderloins that are like 1.3, they're gonna give you another chunk. You're not gonna get ripped off.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab my fork behind you here.
I'm going backwards for a second.
That's okay. And I want you to come in, and I want you to see, I'm gonna hold it right up to the camera.
Get this guy, sorry.
Look at how perfectly, and here's with the sauce and without the sauce.
Oh, go for yours so you can show the two, yeah.
And I wanted you to see it, and here they are. I'll hold them on a little angle. It is so juicy. It's hard to see, that we cut this very thin, but it is so juicy. The sauce on it it's like a honey glaze.
That's right.
It's unbelievable. It's not super duper sweet.
Even though it's a barbecue honey brown sugar glaze. So okay, although we're saying honey and although we're saying brown sugar, please understand it's so not like so sweet that it kind of makes you do this. It is perfect to go with the smoke. So it really kind of adds that perfect finish to the smoke. I'm gonna flip this around because I'm right-handed. But this is gonna go with sandwiches. It's gonna go as a topping, like I'm putting it right now over some beans. But there's that beautiful smoke ring again.
Yeah,
there you go.
Look, if you can come in, I'll hold my hands right here.
Yeah.
I want you to see just how juicy this is. Remember, you don't have to cook it. Problem with most, and you gotta have to come in real close, guys. The problem with most people cooking pork tenderloin, because it does not have a lot of fat, it dries out very quickly.
Absolutely.
So if you see, I'll give this a little squeeze, and you can, thank you guys.
There it
There's
is,
the shot.
there it is.
I wanted you to see, this is incredibly juicy. Look at how tender. It is pull apart. Look at that. That is pull apart tender. This is the filet mignon
So let's talk about that. So a lot of times I want to make sure you know the difference. So there's, we hear sometimes pork loin or pork tenderloin. Right. So this is the tenderloin. This is the most tender, most juicy.
The backstrap.
Yes, exactly. Because that is, it's at a part that's just not used very often, so it stays super juicy and super tender. And he's right. If you overcook this, it can be a disaster. So this is ready to heat and eat. So here we actually did for like game day. We just took some bread and cut it. We put some of the meat at the bottom and then a little bit of coleslaw on top. Look at what a superstar you would look like serving this as some light bites, you know, for the big game.
I'm shaving it down here because I'm like,
I love that you're doing that.
You imagine doing like a pork sandwich, or if you want to do pork tacos.
Look at this, we did a ramen. So if you
oh my gosh, ramen, I love ramen.
This is perfect for that. How much money would you pay at a ramen place, you know? And then they only give you one piece anyways. So you can make ramen at home and slice it nice and thin and just pop it right on top of your ramen. Perfectly delicious. This is something that you're getting 3. So there's 3 1.5 pounds. So you're talking 3 different dinners, and ideally, depending upon how you're serving it or how you're doing it, you're at least getting like 3, 4, 5 servings out of it. So it depends, again, on how you're using it. But you're definitely serving, I mean, show this one again. This is how much is coming out of a fully cut one.
This is one fully cut tenderloin that we did. There has to be 35, 40 slices.
Yeah.
So think about one of these feeding a family, and you're getting 3. So when you think about going to a pork restaurant, right, barbecue place, and you're bringing 4 people, you're gonna spend 75 to 100 bucks for 4 meals.
That's 100% true.
We are giving you probably, well, this would probably feed right here 4 people, right? One package.
Yep.
You're feeding 12 people for $64.95. Where are you gonna do that?
Yep.
Where are you gonna do that? I mean, think about it. 12 different people. If you went to a restaurant, you had 12 people at the restaurant, you got a bill for $65, you'd be like, why isn't it $365, right? And barbecue is not cheap.
Yeah.
You know, for those of you that think it's not, unless you're doing it yourself at home, which is hard, it's not cheap. You've got to have, I mean, think about it. These guys at these barbecue places have to have pits, smokers, they got to babysit them. They start cooking in the early wee hours. You know, when you go out on barbecue, it's not a hamburger. They're not throwing it on a grill. It's already been cooked, which is why most barbecue places close midday. They don't stay open all night.
They cook what they have, and then because this is ours. This is ours. So when we're talking about competition barbecue and what Brian does with J.B. Smith, so they make up KG's Barbecue or Killer Grillers, and why it's so great to represent them and to help them. And by the way, poor Brian got stuck in those storms, so we love you, Brian. But the reason they're so great at what they do is because Brian always says it's like he's cooking for his family, and even when he's making you know, his meats, he's thinking about his family. He's thinking about quality. And he's also thinking about all of the same elements that would help him win a competition. Right. So what is that? Well, first it starts, they're gonna grab the tenderloins, which again are the premium cut from pork. Then they're going to season it, and that's gonna be their specialty KG seasoning, right? Then they're going to let it cook slow. They're gonna let it smoke slow for hours in that KG seasoning, and then that's how you're gonna get that smoke ring, which is going to give that flavor all the way throughout. So if you have had a pork tenderloin that has kind of just been flavorless, because here's the thing, tenderloin, by the way, I was reading up a little bit about it more. I've always loved them, but I didn't know why. Do you know they're super lean? That the USDA is actually, this is kind of, they're now considering pork tenderloins to be like rivaling a chicken breast.
Oh, it's the other white meat.
So if you are looking for a way,
very low in fat, very high in protein.
That's why I served one with a salad over at the end of the table. This is a great lean way to serve dinners, and because you're getting 3 of these, if you're just like a household of 2, this is a lot of food for you.
You know what I like too? Because I make pork tenderloins at the house. But I got to take them, and I got to butcher them for another 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. They're covered with silver skin. They haven't been trimmed properly. They just throw them in a bag. And unless you have butchering skills, it's work. There's no waste here. Everything has been trimmed. Yes. It's slow smoked. Then they add the sauce, and then they package it. All you need to do is heat it. And let me tell you, if you're a barbecue person, because most barbecue, I will be honest, and so will Carrie, has a lot of fat.
Sure.
If you're eating brisket,
let's get close.
Or if you're eating any of the other cuts, you know, the leg or whatever it is, if you're doing Boston butts, all those things, there's a lot of fat. That's good, because fat is flavor. If you are looking for high protein, but great barbecue flavor with very low fat, this is the choice for you.
So good.
All right, and let me tell you, you make a sandwich. Here's the sandwich. Remember I did with the pulled pork? It's a similar sandwich.
Okay.
Onion roll.
Yes.
Butter the onion roll, sear it.
Okay.
All right?
Ooh, yeah.
Thinly sliced pork tenderloin.
Yes.
A little of the barbecue sauce, and then the apple cider slaw on top.
That sounds amazing.
It's ridiculous.
Because the onion roll with the apple cider, with the sweetness
sweet,
of
savory,
this. Oh, yeah,
and make sure you use that cider vinegar with your mayonnaise and a little bit. I don't put sugar. I use monk fruit, but that's the key. And then look at even like what we did here. Let's put some meat. I'm gonna show you something nice.
And in the package, you're gonna have a little extra sauce. Like if you wanted to do something like this where you wanna pop it on there and then you wanna put a little sauce on top.
I'll put a slice right on top. Watch
do a
this.
slice right on top.
You ready for this?
You got some thin ones here
Tell me that's not gonna be good.
Oh yeah.
Come on now.
Because again, barbecue honey, a brown sugar glaze.
And that's sweet potato.
That glaze,
which is also good for you.
Yes, it is.
Sweet potato.
So again, it's a,
I'll even brush it
for
on the
many years I
potato.
didn't realize it's a lean meat, a tenderloin, and I was always attracted to it. Of all the pork choices, like I always really love a tenderloin. But you're right, like trying to figure out how to cook it and not mess it up. I do think the first few tenderloins I ever cooked, I totally made them way too dry.
There's 300 left in single ship. I have to remind everybody with 5 minutes left, 300 left.
When you get this home, and they'll each be packaged separately, you're gonna take it out and you're gonna heat it and eat it. It's gonna take 30 minutes at 350 in your oven. Done. And the directions will be in there. So literally think about those times when you get home and you just forgot to pull something and you go, oh my goodness, I have no time. Great, no problem. You can do this in your oven. You can do this on your grill if you are a griller. You can let people think it was you that grilled it, by the way, if you just pop it on the grill.
Do it on a low temperature because it is
low.
It's a sweet sauce. You don't want to burn the sauce too much.
Very quick on the grill.
But honestly, piece of cake. I would put it in the oven, what would we say, 325 something? Just want to get it
350 for 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Keep an eye on it, get it to where you want it. But look, you can see the grill marks. I mean, you can see you could see that this was barbecued. You can see that this was done that way. You can see the smoke rings throughout, which is again what sets this apart. You're getting that Killer Griller's barbecue sauce. You're getting that Killer Griller's seasoning. This is where it all starts. And then you're getting the Killer Griller's experience to give you that perfect. Just set it right on. He didn't need it.
Couple hundred left in single ship. What'd you say about auto ship, Rick? 150 left in auto ship. So if you want to get it every, 60 days, 30 days, 90 days, however you want to customize your auto ship, you can do that as well. It's free shipping and handling. KG picked out all the best tenderloins, so it's not like when you go to the supermarket and you don't know what to buy. It's been trimmed already. It doesn't have the silver skin or any of the fat on the outside. It's just coated in sauce, and it just needs to get that final little bit of heating. You could put it under the broiler last minute if you want to get a little crunch on the outside.
True.
But remember, it's already cooked. And the last thing I want you to do is to continue to cook this. We just want to warm it up. All right? You saw how juicy they were. And when you get a pork tenderloin and you go over, it gets dry, it's not the same. It's perfectly cooked right now, just needs to be warmed up. You know what I do too, to be honest?
What's that?
When I have something that's pre-cooked like this,
I
actually start it on a lower temperature. I actually do it like 275.
You totally can.
And I do it for like 45 minutes. I'd rather go lower temperature and longer time because that's how it's cooked, low and slow.
Absolutely.
So you could do that as well if you're not in any hurry, but look at how beautifully tender.
Super tender.
I mean, honestly, it's the
right
filet
apart.
mignon of pork. The beef tenderloin, this is the pork tenderloin.
Yeah.
You can do it in a variety of ways. I kind of like getting a hoagie and doing what I said, or an onion roll, and just slathering it up with something toasted, and then just put this on with coleslaw. You could make, you know what this would be great with? On a panini with cheese, right? I would use like a Swiss. Something that's...
Havarti?
Havarti would be good too. Something that's, something like that.
I was like, what kind of different cheese would I use? Oh, Gruyere! I just totally dropped it on the ground when you said Gruyere. I was like, yes!
I could put Gruyere in a shoe and I would eat Gruyere.
So
That's
good,
how good
it's
it
so
is.
perfect.
So 2 minutes left, order time. We will ship them out to you. You will get them home. They'll be frozen in a box. I would take one out, put it in the fridge, let it do its thing, and then have it the next night. But the preparation is simple. I mean, if you're not a chef, this is the kind of food you love.
Yes.
If you had to cook it, I would say not so simple. And that's why I am guarantee you, unless you're somebody like me, Most people shy away from pork tenderloins because they really don't know how to cook them.
I did for years.
And they're difficult to cook because they don't have an abundant amount of fat. So they're easy to dry out, just like pork chops, right?
Yeah.
At least pork chops have a little fat on the outside.
Look at that.
But a tenderloin is filet mignon. That's like why I wouldn't, if somebody came into my restaurant and said, I want a filet mignon well done, I'd be like, keep going.
Yep.
Keep walking.
Yep.
I'm not going to ruin a perfectly good piece of meat.
Why would you do this?
Because it has to be on the medium rare side. With pork, you just want it pink. And it's coming to you that way, cooked perfectly, ready to enjoy. About a minute or so left on the clock. If you want to grab this, it's an easy meal. Listen, it's winter time. All right. You don't even want to go outside to go barbecue because there's a